guys, it's Bryan, your friendly neighborhood reviewer, and I am here today to discuss Paul McCartney and Wings' 1973 album, Rose Speedway. Got a really good copy here, really nice. This is a cool album. The packaging is really cool. Album's pretty good. Of course, it again has a blurb sticker on it. I love blurb stickers. It's just really cool. But weird little album cover there. I think I read where they actually have the bike imported from America, but to do it, and then the back cover, which is just with a mic stand and all that. But it's really cool in this one. I don't know if you can see it very well, but it actually has a braille message down here. Now, what it says, "Who loves you? We love you, baby." That's what it says. But it's to Stevie Wonder. This is Paul McCartney's little, tribute to Stevie Wonder, which is really cool because him and Stevie Wonder would actually work together on the Tug of War album, and of course record the number one hit "Ebony and Ivory." But so it's always a mutual admiration. This is a cool one because it has an inner sleeve. An inner booklet with it, like that. Cool. So I can get a good picture of this thing. It's quite big. Kind of good illustration there. Stuff. This one with the band. A lot of the concert ones they did. This is the time when I was talking about Wildlife, when Paul had talked to John Lennon and the Beatles about touring around town, touring around London and all that places like that, just going to different clubs or different college venues and just showing up and announcing and doing a concert. And he nixed the idea. Well, one way Paul McCartney broke in his group is they did exactly that. They would tour around England and just show up in a club or show up at a college unannounced and just ask if they could play. And if anyone got word that they were going to do that, then they'd cancel out and just move on. But it toughened the band up. The band got better and better as they went along. As you can tell, because this album is a lot better than Wildlife, but nowhere near as good as Band on the Run. But anyway, you got to start from somewhere. So it's nice photos. A lot of these are from Linda McCartney, who did a lot of photography, of course. And they were able to get another guitarist. Hugh McCullough was able to join them. He was originally from Joe Cocker's backup band, the Grease Band, and recorded one album. And then he was also in Spooky Tooth. He was in there too as well, if you know that, with Gary Wright and all that. So that's cool. Nice little photos and stuff. The last one's a little risque. I'll give you a little warning, but this is a little illustration for Seaside Woman. Seaside Woman was a Linda McCartney song. It was supposed to be included in this. It was recorded in this, but it was left off. This was originally supposed to be a double album. So it's pretty cool. And it's got the lyrics on it too. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But like I was saying, this was originally supposed to be a double album. Paul McCartney actually reconstructed it and put it on his archive series for this particular album on CD. But the double album also had, again, Linda McCartney's song, Seaside Woman, that she wrote, which was later on released. It's a single by, quote-unquote, Susie and the Red Stripes, some weird band name that they came up with. Instead, if they just released it under Linda McCartney and Wings, it would have been an easy top 10, top 20 hit. But it did hit the chart, but I think it was like top 80, 50, something like that. I don't know. But it was a very minor hit. It's a shame because it's a really great song, heck of a song. So you have that too as well. Denny Lane had a couple numbers in here. I Would Only Smile is a great number. He had a lot of good material in this to choose from because he had released, with Henry McCullough when he joined, they didn't really have an album in 72. Wildlife was in 71. 72, they released like 3 different singles. The first was Give Ireland Back to the Irish, which is about the Northern Ireland killings, back then, long ago story. But Henry McCullough was Irish, so that might have had a little influence on that. So it's an okay rocker. It didn't do very well. I think it was top 40 here maybe. And then it was banned in the BBC because, the British went in and shot some, all that Northern Ireland stuff that were going on at the time. So Paul McCartney, in reaction to that, released and recorded a calypso kind of reggae version of Mary Had a Little Lamb, just to be in the center space a little bit. But it was really cleverly done. That was actually a top 10 hit in England. Now, it only went like top 40 here, and I think the B-side was pushed, Little Woman Love, more than anything. So, and it didn't do that great. And then, but the third single they released, High, 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 was a big hit and a great rocker, banned by BBC because of the, chemically induced highs that they talk about in the song, and then, talk about sweet bananas and stuff. So it's like, it's a little, risque little number. And then the B-side, Sea Moon, is actually one of the best songs, probably one of the best songs he had written since leaving the Beatles. A reggae number, which Paul McCartney can always do reggae really well. That's one specialty he's really good in. You had that reggae section in the middle of Live and Let Die. You could do Oh, But the Deep Da and the Beatles. I mean, he, always doing that stuff. But Sea Moon is a fantastic number. Like I said, probably the best song he wrote since leaving the Beatles. But, so he had, three singles going on. One big hit, a couple minor hits. So this album was pretty anticipated. A lot of Paul McCartney was still on the receiving end of a lot of hostility with critics and with counterculture and all that stuff, because I think the quote was he sold himself out to bubblegum, and that was it, bubblegum music. So when this album came out, EMI I think was asked to part it down to one album because they didn't want to release a 2-album set with Wildlife barely hitting the top 10 and no singles pulled from it. So they're not exactly a big seller. Wings was at the time. So this album did spawn a huge #1 hit in My Love, which is a ballad about Linda and his love for her. Yeah. So that was a huge across the board #1 hit. This album, it's weird because critics they've liked this album a lot more over the years. It has aged really well, but it's still a minor Paul McCartney. Even Paul said for a couple of years he was in a slump as far as his songwriting is concerned. So he's still going just to keep going and to keep the juices flowing, I guess you might say. But there is some charming stuff in this. Now, the lyrics are ridiculous. Paul McCartney, again, kind of fluffy in the lyrics department, but this one's really fluffy. It's just silly love songs, basically, to quote one of Paul's songs. But Big Barn Bed, that opens the album. Again, Big Barn Bed lyrics. But great song, very unusual song. Really good opener for the album, and it leads into My Love. It's a good showcase for the band, that song is. So that works really good. It's a good song. We're going to My Love, the second track, of course, the big #1 ballad. Some critics hate it. Other people love it. Kind of like some Paul McCartney stuff. Then you got Get on the Right Thing, which is a good, solid rocker. One More Kiss. One More Kiss is the kind of number that Paul does really well. A really kind of easygoing love song, great melody, great bass. His bass playing on this album he's always a great bassist, but on this album, it's really good. It's a shame he didn't have kind of better material because production-wise, arrangement-wise, everything, it was pretty good. Well, melody, but, Anyway, so One More Kiss, really good song that he does, kind of type number, breezy little romantic number, very melodic. Then side one closes with Little Lamb Dragonfly, which is more of like an epic number. Some people have interpreted it as like him talking about someone that died in his family, something like that, or relative or whatever. I don't know, but the lyrics are real good, and the melody is extremely good. It's like two different melodies melded together. He does this really well on this song. He does it actually better on Little Lamb Dragonfly than the actual second side medley that closes the album. Because the second side medley, I mean, it's good. But if you listen to Abbey Road, second side medley, starting with like Here Comes the Sun and then working through the end and all that in Her Majesty, and then you listen to this medley, there is no comparison. I mean, Paul was definitely on a low slide on this album. But even still, good track, decent track. But second side opens with Single Pigeon, which is a vaudeville number, a very slight vaudeville number. Usually he can do this pretty good, but sometimes it just like, it's okay. But When the Night is a good pop number, really good kind of pop number there. That's a good highlight on the second side. A Loop, was it Lupe a Loop? The First Indian on the Moon, really strange little instrumental. Pretty cool. At first when I heard it, I was like, this is okay. But now it's kind of grown on me. It's a really good little instrumental thing. And then I'll close it with the medley. Yeah, Hold Me Tight. What is it? Hold Me Tight, Lazy Dynamite, and then Hands of Love and Power Cut. Hands of Love is really good. I love that section. That's a great melodic number. Power cut is good. I mean, it's a good medley. It's just the way it's constructed, it doesn't flow as easy as like some of the other stuff that he's done. But even Little Lamb Dragonfly, like I said, it's like two different sections of song that's melded together, and it's wonderfully done. And it climaxes really well. But it is a shame because he, like I said, he had recorded so much material for this. There's so many other better songs that he could have used. The B-side, Country Dreamer, a fantastic number. Again, Hi, 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 Sea Moon, I Would Only Smile, Denny Lane's number, great song. Seaside Woman, another great song. There's a cover of Tragedy, which is a really good little low-key number. Mama's Little Girl, which turns up again on the archive series. Nice little acoustic ballad, little number, very low-key. But there's a number of treasures that he could have used, and he chose not to. And I think that was one of Denny Lane's complaints, is that all the material they had, that they chose some of the weaker numbers instead of some of the really good numbers. The B-side, the live rocker, The Mess I'm In, that showed up on the B-side of the My Love single. My gosh, that cuts everything on this album pretty much to pieces. I'm like, why didn't he include it? Because that was supposed to be like the end song on the double album. But even still, with all the flaws and stuff, it's a good, solid album. Not exactly recommended. It's kind of like Wildlife. It's about on a 3 out of 5 star level. But again, the painstaking quality and the effort he puts in this really comes across. And it really prepares you for the next album that he does. Pretty much just him, Linda, and Denny Lane, Band on the Run. One of the classic solo Beatle albums. But even still, pretty good little album. Not bad. Packaging is really cool. So, if you like a good, lazy, rolling album, something to listen to on a summer day, that's a good one to listen to. But, not bad. Anyway. All right, man. Hope you all enjoy the vinyl showcase. Hope you enjoyed the review and everything. Let me know what you think about this Paul McCartney album. I'm curious, because this has really divided a lot of fans. But it's gotten some good recognition in today now. Aged pretty good. So, anyway, let me know what you think. Hit in the comments. Like, subscribe, and all that. Really appreciate the support. I really like doing this. Check out my buddy Dave Darko's channel. We do a lot of good stuff on that channel. A lot of crazy stuff, all culture stuff and weird stuff, political nonsense going on. But a lot of fun. So check that out. Appreciate the support. Thanks, guys. Have a great afternoon, morning, or wherever you're at. Take care, guys.